Hello friends, today we are going to read the story Little Joe Chick-a-Pig. Why do you think that the author called Little Joe Chick-a-Pig? Take a look at the illustration. Part of the title also says, a story about following your dreams. Ooh, that must mean that Little Joe Chick-a-Pig is going to be following a dream of his. And then it's by Brian Calhoun and illustrations by Pat Bradley and Brian Calhoun. Ooh, so the author also helped with the illustrations. Let's find out how little Joe Chick-a-Pig is going to follow his dreams. Oh, here's a definition of Chick-a-Pig. So when you see a word written like this, a lot of times you'll see that in a dictionary, and it's giving the definition of what it means. And this word right here is how you pronounce it. So chick-a-pig. It's a noun, chick-a-pig, plural noun, chick-a-pigs. Here's the definition. An animal hybrid that is half chicken and half pig. Hybrid means it's more than one thing combined. Little Joe Chick-a-Pig lived on a farm full of chick-a-pigs and chick-a-pig charm. For little Joe Chick-a-Pig, still just a boy, the farm full of chick-a-pigs brought him no joy. Why do you think that Joe Chick-a-Pig didn't like being on the farm? Maybe he's bored and wants to explore somewhere new. He dreamed of new places beyond the fields, sailing vast oceans with swords and with shields. He hoped he could find courage to follow his heart. But how could he do it? How could he start? What do you think? What do you think Joe Chick-a-Pig needs to do to be able to follow his dreams? The Chick-a-Pig farm was all that he knew, with its crops and fields and cows that pooed, and birds and bees and horses and goats. Why he was dreaming of castles and moats. Take a look at Joe Chick-a-Pig. How is he feeling? He looks pretty sad. Joe had an old grandpa, brave and bold, a Chick-a-Pig hero who broke the mold. That means he was different. He tried some new things. Joe had an old grandpa, a sailor of seas, a Chick-a-Pig hero who lived so free. But how did he go? How did he do it? How did he know to follow his heart against the tide? How did he do it? The young Chick-a-Pig cried. I'll tell you a tale, his mother said. I'll tell you a tale before I put you to bed. Grandpa back then, he was scared too. Grandpa back then, he did not know what to do. So his grandpa, even before, felt the same as he did. He was scared and didn't know what to do to follow his dreams. Grandpa had heard a story of a great big bear who broke the mold. The bear was tired of striking fear, because bears can be kind of scary. And all who saw him and all who came near, the bear had learned quite a skill to heal the sick and those that struck ill. How did the bear follow his dream of helping people instead of making them afraid? The words say that he healed the sick and those struck ill. So kind of like a doctor. A doctor he became, my son, to heal the wounds of everyone, and those who used to run away now stood before him every day. How is he helping the animal in the illustration? The bear saw patients one by one. Never again would anyone run. The bear became a friend, you see, to every creature beneath the trees. But how did he go? How did he do it? How did he know to follow his heart against the tide? How did he do it? The young Chick-a-Pig cried. The bear found courage from the strangest place. He's heard of a mouse who went to space. So the mouse inspired the bear to become a doctor because the mouse went to space. So inspired means you see somebody that is doing something that might be a little harder or something that was scary, but they're still doing it anyways. So it makes you want to do something great also. The mouse, she traveled to the moon and Mars. The mouse, she traveled amongst the stars. Her ship, it soared from Earth to space. But in that world, she found her place. What word did you hear that rhymed with place? I heard space. But how did she go? How did she do it? How did she know to follow her cart against the tide? How did she do it? The young chickapig cried. So the author said to follow her heart against the tide. That means that even though it was kind of hard, the mouse still did what she needed to do. She became an astronaut because she wanted to, even though it was kind of different and hard. The mouse, she'd heard a story told of a fierce young dragon, brave and bold. Let's make a prediction. What do you think the dragon's going to do that's inspiring? What did he do that maybe was a little hard or difficult, maybe a little scary, but he's still going to do it anyways? Let's find out. The dragon was known across the land. She gave up her kingdom to join a band. I don't think I would guess that. I didn't predict that the dragon would become a musician in a band. That's pretty cool. She sang her songs, she strummed her guitar. Her music was heard both near and far. But how did she go? How did she do it? How did she know to follow her heart against the tide? How did she do it? The young chickapig cried. There was a warrior from the land back before the dragon's band. He was a chickapig just like you, filled with wonder and feeling blue. Tired of shields and swords to wield, he laid down his weapons and planted a field. What do you notice in the illustration? I'm noticing the landscape where they're at, the trees and the fields. That looks kind of similar to what was in the illustrations at the beginning of the story. What do you notice right here too? I think we saw that in one of the other illustrations. The chickapig farm became all that he knew, with its crops and fields and cows that pooed, and birds and bees and horses and goats, and never thought of castles or moats. That chickapig that stopped fighting is his family, and he started the farm where the chickapig lives now. Now, Joe, my child, I hope you will see, follow your dreams, whatever they be, and one day in the future, when you are old, your very own story just might be told. What was the lesson from that book? This book had a message for the readers. What message do you think it was? What does the author want us to do? I'll read this last page again. It says, now, Joe, my child, I hope you will see, follow your dreams, whatever they be. And one day in the future, when you are old, your very own story just might be told. I think the author wants us to follow our dreams, even if they can be a little scary or a little hard, because we can do it. Thank you for listening. I will see you soon.